Chief Hall Podcast coming at you, and there's a whirlwind of information and a bunch of things going on with our unc and our friend because we like, and I've always liked Shannon Sharpe when he played football. But it's a lot going on both sides, and we want to look at it and talk about it. It's very little we can do but talk about it and always look at the big picture because ultimately there's a big picture that we got to consider in our community. I'm kicking in your front. Great peeping in your drapes. Rob making the plate in the back. Chief Hall Podcast. Chief Hall Podcast. Chief Hall Podcast. Chief Hall Podcast right now. Once again, Chief Hall coming back at you, and man, Unc in a little mess. But now I was telling people, now it may shake him, but it ain't gonna break him. But let's go back in history. Because you find a lot of people got a lot to say on both sides of this issue, but it boils down to a young woman accusing a man of rape. And this man is not just any man, it's a man that's well known in our community in a lot of aspects. And it's a white young female and a black male. Now, this is not something that is uncommon that we've seen. And as long as Rob and myself have been living, we have been seeing stuff of this nature. And it's about, it's involving sex, but it's about power. And somehow it's pointing to a power struggle. Now, I might be looking crazy or saying something that may sound crazy, but it's nothing new that we've not seen. It's just unfortunate that we keep seeing it under these different terms. Somebody want money for providing a service. Not just the money for the service, but now we're talking about extra money for services rendered. And now, if there can be proven some rape, and we saying that word, but I know our culture has gotten so weak, we can't say a lot of stuff that we used to. But if that's what it is, then, of course, you do the crime, you got to do the time. But let's make sure there was a crime. What you think about that, Ray? That's what I thought. Rob, what about you?
Well, what I think is, all the evidence got to come out. I don't believe her, but that's just my own opinion. I think what it is kind of like what he's talking about. They're trying to get some money out of him, but we definitely got to hold him accountable. You understand what I'm saying? To me, he too old for that type shit. You know what I'm saying?
For it to be happening. Now, when you say
for that shit to be happening like that,
what too old for what? To be caught up in this type of situation?
To be caught up in this type of situation.
But not to be too old to be having sex with younger women.
No.
Okay, all right. Because that ain't going to never go away. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
He just, how all this shit is happening. You understand what I'm saying? Number one, he's dealing with a young chick that's, that could be his daughter, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she's an OnlyFans. You understand what I'm saying? She don't process. She don't process things, how he do, in terms of maturity.
Mm-hmm.
She just don't. To me, that's just my opinion on it. But
it's possible. It's possible that she does, from what we understand, OnlyFans and the nature of their situation. They were not dating. They were not in a relationship. They were in a situationship. This is something that, like we say, it seems to be that people all over is acting like this is something new. It's unfortunate that it's coming to this turn because both of them had an agreement, two consenting adults, and now it's unfortunate that it's coming to this, and now we pointing at him, we pointing at her. And both of them should be held accountable in many ways because she chose and she accepted. Because, of course, it won't take much if he did want to manhandle her because he's an ex-NFL player. He still stays fit, and he still wants to have a little fun with his money. And we acting like this is something new. This is gonna be going on till the end of time. This type of situation, but unfortunately, how it's unfolding is what the problem is really looking.
Well, let me say this, right? So, from the reports are saying that she's alleging that he did this in December 2024, and then again in January 2025.
Sexual assault, sexual misconduct,
Yeah, the
all
essay
this type.
stuff.
You're
right.
Yeah, that.
So here's how I look at it, right? So if it happened in December, right, why go back and let it happen again? It's not like he got a gun to her head, like that type stuff. It's not like he's holding her against her will.
Her attorney's going,
right.
Why you keep going back? That's the problem.
Here's my thing, right? And let me just go on record and say this, right? Obviously, no means no. You understand what I'm saying? Point blank, period. If you engage in the act, and that woman says no, I mean, you're supposed to stop right there. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how I see it. But a lot of these things are just a little shaky to me. It's really looking like the whole, like this whole thing is a play for money. Now, from my understanding, I don't know how true this is, but I heard that this young girl she's worth something like $10 million. So I don't know. And if that's so, she's not broke.
No.
You understand what I'm saying?
Because of her OnlyFans.
Yeah.
She wants to really, really come up. That's interesting that no means no. I mean, if you analyze everything in every situation, when we raising children, of course, we understand no means no. That's different. Yep. And we want to make sure they understand that as early as possible. And it's still sometimes there's some misunderstandings. Didn't I tell you that not to do that? Okay, and we done already told you that before. But when we talking about relationships, so just think about this, and it's hard because I've been in situations where we it's hot, it's hot. We're in there and you're rubbing, you're kissing, you're tasting, you're doing all this kind of stuff, and it's about to pop off. It's hard for me to imagine a no at that point with all that's happening. Now, I ain't saying it's impossible, but it's highly unlikely that with all that kissing, licking, sucking, and rubbing, and for the whole act to commence, no, I don't want to do this. I'm not saying it's impossible, but boy, let me tell you something. It's not likely. It's not likely.
Hey, listen, I agree with you on that one, buddy. I mean, if it do go down like that, that mean that she's really trying to trap you.
Yeah, something may have happened, or the vibe went off. That's what I'm saying. Something could happen where it would actually end like that. But we've been in college, we done been around for a little bit, and we have understood in our lives. You probably could count on one hand how close or how many times that may have happened, or you've heard that happen.
Yeah, but that's a shaky situation right there. When you boil it all, like when you really think about it like that, But
but just like but if it came to that, a man has to respect that. Now, don't get me wrong. If it comes to that, you have to respect that, and then now you start to say, well, what you mean, baby? Come on now. Nah, baby, what happened there? Because we, at this point, and we like this here, we ready to get, we ready for stuff to go down.
Yeah.
But if it don't go down and it don't look like it go down, I understand. No means no, and we have to be on that. But it's highly unlikely if it's gonna go like that, because what's hurting her is what she does for a living.
Yep.
The text message that he had, which a lot of them they ain't releasing because they are so S&M type and bondage. It's all that going on. Which, if that's what they doing, that's what they doing. And a lot of folks do that type of involvement, all that rough sex, all that. And a lot of folk do that now. Don't be out here acting like y'all don't be doing that. Ray, look at Ray. Now y'all out here doing that, Ray. I be damned. Oh, you said that, Ray? Hell no. I hear you, boy. My dog. Yes, sir. But Shannon got some work. He got an uphill battle. As there's an old saying that that if it comes to it, your reputation gonna basically have to take care of itself. You're gonna have to let this thing play out and let your reputation take care of itself. You're gonna take some hits. You're gonna lose a little money, but I don't think this gonna break our brother, because we gotta support him. And I hope her family and all of the sex workers on OnlyFans, I hope they're gonna be supporting her. But we gotta support the right and the freedom to engage in this type of activity in your privacy of your own home. We gotta be able to support for sure.
Let me say this here, right? Number one, this is a civil matter, right? It's not criminal.
But that's civil. What she's alleging criminal charges.
Right. But I don't see them picking that up as criminal. You follow what I'm saying?
I don't see it.
Like, I don't see that happening. What's going to happen is, I guess all the stuff got to play out, but I think he had a $100 million deal on the table, something like that.
He's gonna take some hits. Yeah,
that's one. That's one issue, which is major. And then I think he got he's with ESPN.
Yeah, which is a Disney.
Right, him and Stephen A. And Stephen A. came out and was talking about it too. And Stephen A. was kind of neutral with it because that's his friend. So he didn't say nothing to bash him or anything like that. But those two things, that's major for right? And then
I don't think it hurt his cognac.
No.
I don't think it hurt.
I don't think it's gonna hurt that cognac, but he got multiple streams of income.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He got, and then also on that show he got promos on that Shay on his show. So he got promos with some of these betting apps and stuff like that. So people, we may see people starting to pull back, they advertising dollars with him or what have you. But that remains to be seen.
And that's like you say, that's the hit that you had. Those are the risks you take. I remember Kevin Samuels, a famous influencer, he used to say, a lot of people looking for no risks in relationships. That's no such thing. It's always risk. And that risk that he took is turning to be a great risk to get involved with a younger woman that she's about the money. She's doing these different things that you're presenting to her for the money. We know that's what it is. And then to be so vocal is another thing he'll learn on the phone. To be able to say these type things on the phone and being real careful with text messages. Everybody know that you have to be a little more careful with these type things. But now these young folk, women are recording people, men are recording. You got to be real careful out here, Jack, with the monkey jive.
Let's think about it, right? Obviously, we got to hold him accountable too. You know what I mean?
Because he's older.
Because he's older. That's my whole
thing.
Been
around, yeah.
That's my thing, right? Like, come on, man. You should know not to have those type of conversations over the phone.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like I heard a recording that said he said that he gonna choke the shit out of her or whatever, when he see her. Now, I'm quite sure they have had those type of conversations before, just because that's like some sexual type stuff between the two
to
of them.
get S&M that
Right,
bondage.
right.
To
And
get
then now
get the
she's
juices
using
flowing.
that. Now she's using that against him.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that he didn't mean any of that stuff.
No.
Literally, like when he see her, he's gonna actually choke her. You understand what I'm saying? I would just think that having wisdom, because wisdom comes with age, right? Having wisdom, and you dealing with somebody in these times at that age, it's just certain shit that you just can't say over the phone. You can't be shooting no text messages. Whatever you're gonna say to a person, you should say that in person to them. That's just my opinion. That's how I see things. If you moving like that, especially when you have a lot to lose.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like all the things, like all the assets that you have, and that you basically have worked for. It took you years to work to get this shit, right? And then now you stand to lose it in a matter of a week.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that type shit should make you be a little bit more careful about how you move. That's just my opinion. That's how that's just me.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate that for sex, it's
All this
so
shit over
much
some
that
pussy.
comes with this sex thing. And we talk about it, but
They gave his ass a pass once already, though. They gave him a pass
well, I mean,
with that one situation.
with the one situation he had, I mean, what you mean?
I mean,
Gave
the
him a
pass.
pass.
Okay, the pass
He
that
was
they
having
gave.
sex. They didn't think he was having sex.
No. The pass is, because his position, right?
He was able to keep.
Yeah, he was able to keep
endorsements.
and all that type of stuff. And then everybody just laughed it off.
Yeah, laughed it off.
They laughed it off like, oh, that's he this.
He made a mistake.
Yeah, he made a
yeah.
mistake. But now that same shit, that's gonna play to your character now.
And that's what's going on. So now they are assassinating his character,
Oh yeah.
but they're not really saying nothing about hers. And that's where the problem is. I think if you go, now this girl is a sex worker. One of the oldest professions there is prostitution. They're not talking about her like that. But they
we
coming
need
at
to talk to her.
hitting him over the head like this something new. Older men have always been going after young women. That's nothing new. We act like it's taboo.
But an older man didn't fold like this and have problems like this.
No, a lot of times it ain't who's saying he's folding. I
Okay,
don't like
have
that he
problems.
did that. I don't like that he did that.
He can't
little
control this
apology, that handwritten apology. I think he should have came at it just like how we love him, raw and talking with that country slang and just how he is, to apologize and to say, look, I'm caught up in this and that's my personal stuff I've been getting into, and I like doing these different things with these sex workers or whatever. But hey, I'm human.
Yeah.
And I'm flawed, and y'all want to hold it against me because I like them young sexual encounters and doing all this wild stuff. Monique fussed at me. Kat told me don't mess with them white women. This ain't nothing new. I messed up.
Yeah.
I think Unc should have came out like that and just let him know, man, I messed up, and I got to be more careful with what I do if whatever I get involved in.
I bet you don't fuck up like that no more.
We would hope not. We would hope not.
Cause if he do, I know he a big motherfucker, but somebody need to slap him, man.
Yeah, if you slap Unc, they better make it a good slap, cause Unc gonna work you real good. Chief Hall Podcast. Unfortunately, we were out one of our compadres, but he always here in our mind. Ray, what you want to say over there, young blood? Damn, Ray, boy, you tripping today, boy. God. Ray in the house and ain't in the house, but Chief Hall Podcast, we here and we talking part one about Shannon Sharpe. As more stuff come out and more things unfold, but remember, America, and in Miami, Florida, Dade County, just county of Dade, all that, none of this stuff is new, and stop acting like it's new and stop being so sensitive and acting all tender and all that. Hey, y'all know what it is. Chief Hall Podcast. We out. Chief Hall Podcast. Chief Hall Hall Podcast. Chief Hall Podcast.